So the Donald Trump government shutdown just started today, and it looks like he wants to fire as many people as possible. I want to give you guys the latest on this, and let's just jump right in. So this is Karen Levitt on the shutdown and the firings.
I'm just trying to clarify the timing of these potential layoffs to federal workers. You said imminent. The vice president seemed to say in a couple of days. It looks like Russ Vought maybe said in 2 days. When would these layoffs begin?
2 days, imminent, very soon. You will expect more announcements right now.
Is it just unclear, or are you waiting?
No, it's not unclear. All of those things are very synonymous with one another. These rifts are unfortunately going to happen very soon.
And it's weird, like, I'm just showing you guys this. We're talking about firing, right? Americans. We're talking about, firing workers so people will be out of work, won't have a job, won't be able to put food on the table. And she's like smiling about it. It's these people are sick. I just want to make that clear. If you're feeling frustrated, I just want to tell you, you're not alone. I can see it. I'm sure you can see it. Like, how do these people look at themselves in the mirror? I mean, that's the question. Other thing that's coming out, White House targets Democratic states in shutdown fight. So not only are they looking to fire as many people as possible, many of the cuts and shutdowns, I think they're going to target the blue areas, blue states. This is Russ Vought, who was mentioned in that piece. It says nearly $8 billion in green new scams, what they call it. Funding to fuel left's climate agenda is being canceled. More info to come from energy. So this is at a time when Trump wants to replace everyone with robots and AI. So you're going to need a bunch more power. And instead of pursuing, renewable or clean energy, they just want to draw from more oil, right? And I guess they want to do cuts to California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington. This is even when there's cuts. This is also what's going on. Trump says, hey, let's continue working on the ballroom, right? So that's his priority. Fire as many people as he possibly can, cut states that he doesn't like, and then keep working on the ballroom. It says White House ballroom construction to continue through the shutdown, official says. And, quote, there will not be a stoppage of ballroom work when the shutdown occurs. Great. It's frustrating to go through this stuff, but I do want to tell you guys the truth on this matter. I mean, it's obvious Trump's out for revenge. He doesn't care about regular people. Again, wants to fire you. And then also says the cuts will impact 16 states, all of which voted for former Vice President Kamala Harris. That's how Trump sees the world. Vought is just one of the Project 2025 guys. I guess in a day or two, they're looking at mass firings. And before, the language from them was, and we've heard this before, like when they're first talking about this stuff, they didn't say the Doge stuff. Vought and President Trump have been both threatened to inflict maximum pain on Democrats, right? They use that kind of language. They've all also mentioned that against federal workers, maximum pain, etc. And we're talking about federal worker firings, mass reduction in force in a day or two. So it's going to get ugly, unfortunately, very quick. And then when you try to ask them about, how are negotiations going, etc., listen to what J.D. Vance has to say.
On the sombrero thing, I mean, Hakeem Jeffries said it was racist, and I know that he said that. And I honestly don't even know what that means. Like, is he a Mexican American that is offended by having a sombrero meme? I mean, I saw one of the major TV stations put the meme up and then say, this is AI generated. And he had like the curly animated mustache too. It's like, do you really not realize the American people recognize that he did not actually come to the White House wearing a sombrero and a black curly animation mustache? Like, give the country a little bit of credit. We're all trying to do a very important job for the American people. The President of the United States likes to have a little bit of fun when he's doing it, and I think that's okay.
So I wanted you to see the demeanor of J.D. Vance. He's arguing about sombreros or whatever in memes. And frankly, if you look at J.D. Vance's demeanor, it matches Karen Levitt's demeanor, meaning they don't care about regular people. It's obvious the way that they talk, right? We're talking about right now is a government shutdown. People are struggling. People's services that they need are either being cut or delayed, and effectively to them it's all a joke, and they say, "Oh, we just want to have a good time." That's literally what they're saying. And then when you look at some of the data coming in on the economy, which just came out today, U.S. lost 32,000 jobs in September, says payroll processor. So things are getting worse. And in fact, the estimates that the jobs are going to go to the upside. Let me read this. It says, ADP's report doesn't include government workers, okay? But economists are giving it a closer look this month. That is because the Bureau of Statistics monthly jobs report, which was scheduled to come out this Friday, will be delayed if the government is still shut down. So we're not getting government numbers. So right now, all we have right now, because we want to know how the economy and the jobs are doing, is the ADP. It says the U.S. shed then 32,000 private sector jobs in September, okay? This is down from a revised loss of 3,000 in August. And the Economist polled by Wall Street Journal had expected an increase of 45,000. So the estimates were that the jobs were going to go to the plus side, 45. They came in negative at 32,000, and then chances are we're not going to get any government numbers on jobs data. So I've wondered this before, is, the Trump people and the numbers that come out and just blatantly lie to people, or are they not going to report? So right now it looks like they're going to not report. Then they'll probably try to fire as many people as possible and then hire people who are willing to lie. That's essentially what it ends up being, because Donald Trump treats this whole thing like a reality TV show where effectively he's hiring actors, any people in his administration to come and lie and just tell you how you're winning all the time and everything's great. Something happened also recently, which is interesting. The BLS head, remember, Trump didn't like the government job number, so he fired that person, was trying to bring in someone new. Now, this person's been withdrawn, so I don't know the story in terms of, the exact reasons. They'll just say, we're withdrawing him and we're going to nominate someone else very, very soon. He was getting criticized by, many people because, frankly, the guy was incompetent and a Trump lackey. But there could be other things going on behind the scenes that we haven't heard yet. But yes, they are withdrawing said person. And I wonder if, again, either they don't replace someone over at the BLS at all, and then we get no numbers on the jobs, economy, etc., or they just are still looking for someone who's willing to lie. Because the thing is, with something like this, at the end of the day, you're going to have to put your name on said report and say, hey, that's my name. This thing is accurate, etc. But if it comes out that you lied for Trump, you're going to be in real trouble. So I've said this so many times. Don't connect your career to Trump. This is not a good idea. And do not follow legal orders. So we'll see what else happens with the BLS thing. Trump is still trying to push out Lisa Cook. That's over at the Fed. For now, the Supreme Court is saying you can't do it, but I'm sure Trump will figure out ways to keep fighting on this. And this is actually really important. I know people like to focus on, whatever stupid fart thing that Trump says he's going to fart every day. I know that. But as I always say, guys, don't lose sight of the economy. Don't lose sight of where the money is going, et cetera. Because those should be the main questions, as I think Trump essentially wants to fire all of the cops, the regulators, et cetera, so that he can get away with all his scams. That's basically kind of what's going on here. This was just a few minutes ago. Also, Trump fires much of the National Council of Humanities, and it's just agency after agency after agency they're looking to dismantle. There's another one, which I always want to emphasize regarding Trump and his financial scams. The Trump crypto firm is planning expansion from tokenized commodities to debit cards. So I guess now you can get your Trump debit card. That's the idea with crypto. All the sons are involved. It says here Trump's sons, Donald Jr., Eric, and Bannon, are all listed as co-active co-founders of the venture. So again, I guess we're doing a Trump crypto debit card. This was just announced today. And essentially, guys, what I keep telling you is, as long as Trump can stay in power and fire as many people as possible, his idea is then, okay, how much money can I put in my pockets? And then figure out my escape plan to Argentina. That's what it looks like at the moment. Who knows, there may be another country that Trump wants to go to. Could be Russia for all we know. But at the moment, my bet is on Argentina is where he's going to look to run after the presidency. And it's crazy that we even have to talk about this. I mean, did you ever think in your lifetime that we would, be talking about a president who literally wants to fire everyone in the government so that he could get away with his crimes? Did you ever think we would hire, or I guess I should say elect, however you want to say it, a felon, a convicted felon, right? Several counts. And then he just profits off the presidency. Now he's building a ballroom. And again, I think he's probably looking to go to Argentina. But we'll see. We're not even done with the first year yet. There's just so much chaos in DC. So I want to hear your thoughts on this. I wish I had better news, but I just want to tell you the truth on this stuff. And I'll catch you all in the next video.